kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Quit on cold eyes, one for the trenches. Bad bitch, head or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying at that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My cold captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and just know my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple balls after the war just to get losses. It's not me. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my bow tie. Living war in my whole life. My whole life. So my life. When I be dropping this Ebonics. Phonics, it got me on the level supersonic, my bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me, somewhere probably floating this paper origami, as pure as the Sonic, my way, tsunami, from 100, Ricky Bobby, deal with people, got a couple wives, they some keepers, talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile, cause bitches go to Miami, come home, features, you got a BB or an ass fat. Trying to show up all them niggas and laughed at them. Now when it's here, they only wanna fuck. They just wanna, they don't wanna fuck. They just come and kick it with her like a butter. Turn to a runner and it's all about the truth. Fancy your face, but it's not concealing the pants and shit. That's why I'm in the hood like some snacks. I niggas kill you in your mouth for a scat pack. Man, they do it for hand. Had you like 90 in a fucking bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do counts, just cash app. I the verse and watch the time slow. This that flow, this that shit rappers die for. That uncut top, all straight from Pablo Escobar. I the ball like Machado. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasure, pleasures make the hot hurt. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed jump can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't. The streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I think this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life. Okay.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside with us. That temperature's getting, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the word palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you in a space, Jeff Bezos and Jeff Bezos. You all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Raise your little city, now you insane. Cost more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kicks the blick, not my shame. Used to have 30-30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot outside. Run your mouth up in this make it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get down your block hardly. In a big hog, big dog
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look him in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother out of bed, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature getting outside. You run your mouth and it's cause we take outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, and we outside. Outside, and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. It's one west corners and we outside. Outside.
Man, we got Captain Tony. Yeah. So, man, let us know where you from.
Don't forget it. One west in my brain, one west in my heart. When I finish, one west in my heart. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back bubbling like Chris. So I need my fooling like a no. And not the side of your neck, get you a slip. So I don't care if I got a million. On me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck it, go. We about to demo the building. Fake cats all in this group under who ya, shoot ya. Your pulpit hot 4 pound young like it's a cougar. On my bad boots or is it boom? Spreading around about none of it rumor. All true, very big dicks, very large caliber on very small cats. Pack and all that. So the switch in the rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnum. Boom, shakalaka, rim rocker. We ain't remote with a bin shot. Rama, simple and big popper. I'm a big juice, big jumper. A gas ride like a big in farmer. No in China, my conglomerate like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm throughout pain that bring trauma. Stay on things that bring karma. Took all the make down. Who kept shit honor, paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make respect, pay homage that I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I started. I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, one West in my brain, one West in my heart. When I'm finished, when I start, I'm the hottest on the market. Don't make it. I'ma pull up in a van and Peter Park. I remember days was trying to apartment. West, my put the starship. About to fly the friendly sky. Big stick the truth. I lie a little bit. Stand up, nigga. Before I switch down, I'm cool with who I with. Be with the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with nuts and spikes and niggas signing charges stacked with shit they can't
Fringes on my coattail way before Jet. Funny how the girl ain't even see a penny. Better smoke like a chimney. Keep my name in my mouth, don't think it. Send a real Smith that all no Jada Pinkett. Hold all heads, my grain a $1.50. That pain that stuck with me. Find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shooting like a free throw. Keep spitting like a mean note, and the nigga be the next the mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you be the speedboat. 100 degrees in the coat. Off in the footer, I'm bark every other. Cause you not a part together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West do blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West head, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
All right. Go ahead, clap it up, man. Tahoe War, man, definitely hit me up with that, man. I need that, man. I understand, but we're gonna get right into it. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. You understand? We're coming at you from North Carolina. They night all class. You understand? Learn up the law, what the law is. You understand the importance of law. And now when I'm saying the law, the laws, commandments of the Bible. You understand the law, statutes, commandments that you find inside. You understand the Bible, Old and New Testament, where the Lord gave a specific group of people, gave this law for this specific group to follow, not because it's religious. You understand, not for religious reasons, but because the law is the foundation to how our people are supposed to survive. It's to how our people were supposed to thrive and to be the light for. And that's a perception. That's it's a detriment to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We don't really understand what life is really about. Understand? We don't really get what it's really about and what and all of it about. So we don't even understand what because we don't know. But it's very understand like people are not supposed to be the ones who are following after others to know how to live. Do you understand? To find about who God is. That's not what we're supposed to be. Hispanics and Indians are supposed to be the people on the earth that the rest comes to find out about God is. That the come to about who Christ was and who Paul was, Samson and who Joshua was. You understand? And who the Lord is. Because we've been enslaved for 400 years, we think that we have to slave find out who we are or who the Bible, the priests and prophets in the word, they're gonna lie to us. You understand? But when we know that these laws are supposed to every nation, well, then it takes the religion off. Oh, you don't eat pork. Why? Oh, you Muslim. They always say you Muslim. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. But do know that pork causes high blood pressure. Pork causes disease. Smoke weed. Why? Because you use religion. It's nothing to do with a religion. It got everything to do with Lord didn't want our people to die from brain damage. You understand? The Lord didn't want our people to die from lung cancer. Why? Because He loves us. You understand? God is love. They say God is love. When He told you not to put in your mouth, not the cigarette in your mouth, it won't have religion. has everything to do with the Lord creating people and giving us the man on how to live our lives. Imagine you a NASCAR racer, right? And you about to go into what's the NASCAR jump, the derby, the 600 derby, whatever NASCAR like that. But imagine you got people and the team who is out in your vehicle, maintaining your vehicle, they put Kool-Aid in the tank. But you need racing. The manual says that this type is racing fuel. Yeah, these type of tires. You need these type of brakes used for a piston vehicle because it fall apart. Let's stop it. Now imagine you walk in there and you see your team putting 4 piston brakes on, putting Kool-Aid inside the. You understand what you gonna do? Because you know that regardless of what religion is, regardless of what belief, all of them season, but he gonna win this race. Put this Kool-Aid in here. You smart enough to understand that. Tell what you believe in. That got to run with that Kool-Aid in it. You understand? And that is what these laws say. We are a body of. We can't run without the manual that the Lord gave us. That's why we're not running right now. We are a car that's filled with Kool-Aid, black people. A car that's filled with thinking that we can go where, thinking that, oh, one day we can make it. No, you can't. The engine is turned for one good time. You're going to make it fall. You understand? Eventually, you're going to die from drug addiction. Eventually, you're going to lead in abortions. Eventually, lead in high blood pressure. Out because you're not following the manual that the Lord gave to us, man. And the Lord is very merciful. He's very merciful for all of the things that the way we've chosen our life, and yet the of us is still here breathing, walking and talking and running and fighting. Could have been dead for the thing. You understand? That's what class is about, but we're going to get right into it. Someone give me to the book of Matthew. You understand? Hold on a second. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 5, 17. Think not to destroy the law or the prophet. I have not come to destroy, but to
think not to destroy or the prophets. You understand? You come destroy, but to fulfill. Break it down.
this is that's what we for the law basically that these come like you follow the laws that wife because your brother or murder because you care about it.
That's a little on it. You understand? From the beginning, you from the gun. Break it down from the beginning. In the beginning, he said, "Think not." What's the heaviest part in this scripture, QP?
Like basically, Genesis think not. Meaning, in other words, Christians like to say no general way. The prophets in the Old Testament, they basically are referring, or they might say something like the Lord, something of that sort. But in other words, they in the New Testament, he was showing them how to love, how to forgive, or things.
Okay, don't difficult on yourself. Very simple. Use the words on the paper. You don't have to understand. Do too much with the words. All you got to do is just to Christians. Because Christians the same book that you have. They just read it. You understand? Because no one taught them. I like you'll hear Christians all the time say, I read the Bible so and so many times from Genesis to Revelations, and then we'll pull a scripture that they'll say never saw before. So just make them see what they got to see. Come on.
In other words, he's talking about the old law, being the Old Testament, the prophets of the Old Testament.
But what is he saying about it? What is he saying about the law in general? Like
that law, the old law still exists. It still exists.
How do you know he's saying that? Like, use the words. There you go.
It said think not.
It says think not. And what does think not mean? Come on, let him finish.
Think not means that, like, don't think that.
Don't think. That's it. Think not means don't think. So if Christ said think not that Kool-Aid is good, what does that mean? It says don't think that Kool-Aid is good. I mean, that's simple, right? So if that's what it said, think not that Kool-Aid is good for you, then no one have a problem with it. Everyone would say, yeah, Christ didn't like no Kool-Aid. He said don't think it's good for you. But
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Now pause there. Now we just said that if he said think not that Kool-Aid is good for you, that would be everybody be clear on it. Simple, right? They would say Christ didn't like Kool-Aid, he don't like it. But now what Christ is really saying is think not that I'm come to destroy the law. So now we already said that think not means to not think, or you understand? So what is he saying? What is he saying? It's simple. Let's keep it plain and simple.
He didn't come to end and carry out.
Making it too complicated. Making it too complex.
That the law
more so while we're on it, use the words. I'm gonna give it. Don't think for the law. Simple. You ain't gotta add a bunch of things. You ain't gotta do that because this so you don't have to make it complicated. Think not that I'm for the law. You understand? Keep reading.
Or the prophets.
Old prophets, which means what?
Prophets of the Old Testament.
What does it mean, though? What does it mean when he said, I've come to destroy the law or the prophet? It's difficult. If you say, what about Jeremiah? So, man, just keep it simple.
Basically come to the end with the prophet.
He don't think that I've come to or what's taught. Not he missed what the prophet is. You understand? The prophet was the prophet, which is what he's referring to. What taught in the Old Testament before he came, not dismissing that. And if he's not dismissing it, then what is he doing?
showing us that
He's doing it. You understand? Dismissing you, that I'm sending you. Otherwise, well, you must be on his part. You must be on their side if against them. There's only two ways it could go. We either good or with each other. There ain't no middleman. You understand? And how do you know? Precept. There is no, well, yeah, I don't really believe what y'all believe against what y'all believe.
John 10, 7.
No, what you got?
This book of John 10, verse 7. It says Jesus again, very you.
Nope. Amos 3:3.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 3.
Can two walk together? You understand? Keep going.
Except they be agreed.
Except this is a question. If they're not on, if they don't believe the same thing, can they walk together? We keep reading.
Verse 4. The lion roared.
Uh-huh.
He had no
Huh?
with a young
Mm-hmm.
calf in his den. He had taken.
Oh. Yeah, that's that. It won't work. Because while I'm trying to save blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you're trying to sell drugs so that Bentley. You walk with me. Understand when I represent and can't with you, and then everybody, I just see that it's right. You understand? I'm in the gate. He walking with you. I'm supposed to follow y'all? Nah. Can't with you as you do. You understand? That's how you know that isn't dismissing or linking them prophets of the Old Testament. Then they must be on the same. Because Christ ain't no son. He modeled with the Sadducees and Pharisees. So he has adversaries. His adversaries, leaders of that time series, or religious leaders rather, adversaries. But Moses wasn't his adversary. You understand? Jeremiah was adversary. As a matter of fact, they were on the same part. You understand? Keep going.
Verse in a snare.
It's like go back to drop all of it. Just give me chapter 19 verse. Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And to him, thou be good, but one that is.
All right, break it down.
Would you read it again?
This is the book of Matthew 19, verse 17. He said unto him, why callest thou? There is but one, is God.
Mm-hmm.
But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Break it down. But if I will enter into life, keep the commandments. Come on. Yeah. That's simple. I mean, I don't know how more simpler to get. There is no kingdom of heaven without following these laws and commandments. And without obeying the Lord, then you cannot make it into the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Because what is the kingdom of heaven with you? You are rape, child molester, weed, pothead, cigarette smoking, homosexual, whatever. Like what? The kids supposed to do in there to do what? To molest all the kids who's righteous and heart was pure and soul was saved. They soul. So you telling me all righteous kids around, they soul get saved so they could get molested by in the. You understand that? That doesn't make any sense at all. Want to make it into the kingdom, have to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. And the only way the law, statutes, commandments is by in the Israelite school. That's it. You understand? You can't anywhere else. And if you believe that you could be somewhere else, then bring it to the forefront. You understand? You believe that your Christian church follows the law, statutes, commandments, and they're going to lead you to the kingdom of heaven. No sweat. Yeah. But your does not celebrate Christmas. The Christian pastor doesn't to hold the Passover. Understand? He teach you the whole program. You understand? It's the tabernacle, Hanukkah. Your Christian pastor can teach you that you are Israelite from the 12 tribes of Israel. Understand? He teaches God loves everybody, and that the law is done away with. He is a liar according to the Bible, man. You understand? You read what is it, Jeremiah 23 and 1, 23 and then 25. That's that Christian liar, your pastor. He lies on the Bible. We can stay in the condition. long as we're under the oppressor's foot, then your Christian has a job. You understand? As long as we're broken down and beat, then your Christian pastor has a job, because more and more he gonna a prayer. More and more he gonna give you a vision, man. Like, your Christian pastor ain't no better than doctors, man. You go into an ailment and you want to get fixed. They give you pain medication, pain away, instead of fixing the problem. You know why? Who knows why doctors just fix the problem? There's two reasons. There's two reasons why doctors just don't fix the problem. Come on.
It's like,
That's the one reason. Pay for that operation to fix the problem, and they want money. You understand? What's the reason? What's the other reason why they just won't help you? Come on. No. Come on. No, it's not that they don't care. They care about something. Because of helping, you won't come back. If they fix the problem, then they don't have, you understand, heal the world. There's nobody that's sick. They don't have a job. Christian pastor is the same way. If they fix your problem, then you don't feel anymore. Well, I need to be baptized in water. Ain't a damn hope. You don't gotta pay to get baptized. You don't gotta pay to be baptized because you're not murdering. You're not any more drugs. You stealing from anybody or molesting any children or doing anything like that. So the Christian pastor, his baptism program is out the window. It's done. He don't else he could baptize. He lose money. He prosperity, because we know the truth. We know the truth about it and how God your prosperity preaching. Now your money is done, and so that just goes to show you know, like a Christian pastor is and the law, statutes, is not done away with. We're supposed to just be a people who always repentance, always need, always grace. We supposed to that part with the Lord to be the ones that need and grace. You understand? We're gonna go over that second, man. Understand? Is there any more on that, or somebody had their hand? Oh, no, we good. We good on. Give me 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. If anyone got any questions online, just type it into the chat.
What's the scripture? 1 John. All right. Gotcha. First, got it. This is the book of chapter 2 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Hereby, that we
Hold on. Now, hold on about who is the him that we know?
Is it someone Christ?
Nope. Young man. The Lord. You understand? So this is how we know. Know my Father. Well, I got a personal with God. The Bible says this is how you know him. Keep going. If we what?
Keep his commandments.
That's very simple. I mean, I don't know how simpler you could put it. I don't even know if you can break that down. That's cool. I mean, goddamn. I mean, what the hell else needs to be said after that? Understand? It's an older Testament. I hate that. So what are we talking about? The Christian pastor tell us we know if we follow him, otherwise we don't know him. Why? Because God taught us to follow the commandment. He commanded us to follow these commandments. You understand? It ain't no good advice. I know some of the Bible is just good story. Right? This ain't that. You understand? You know the Lord. You follow His commandments. You understand? Is there any more on that? Keep going.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know him if we keep.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. He that I know him,
Mm-hmm.
if not his commandment. Basically, what that's.
Mm-hmm.
If you say that you know the Lord and not keep his commandments,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't read the rest.
So I just want you to be able to break it down part by part. So what I is, read it again.
First John chapter 2 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Saith I
Huh?
and keepeth commandments.
You know who says that? Your grandmother says that. Your aunt, your uncle, Christian pastor, you know the Lord. They hold the pastor, and I do just with the microphone. Have you ever held the pastor Christian home? Have you held the Feast of Unleavened Bread in your Christian home? Well, you know those are laws, though. You know those were commandments for us to hold these days and these standards. Your friend, do they eat pork? Do they eat? Do they smoke weed? You understand? Drugs? Smoke cigarettes? Do they smoke? You know all of those is Bible. That's one more question. Do they say they know God?
It's the book of 2 verse.
Mm-hmm.
He that saith I know.
Now your family say God. Keep reading.
And keep commandments.
And we already just got bottom of it. They don't keep the reading.
Is a lie.
What?
Is a lie.
He's a liar, man. Christian pastor is a goddamn liar. Your uncle is a goddamn liar. Your aunt and your grandmother and your mother are all liars. I know it hurt to hear that, but your family is full of liars. Friends are liars. They don't know anything. You understand? Who knows what valor is? Who knows what stolen valor? Valor in law that prohibits American or citizens to drink fatigue and to use the benefits of those that have served in America's military. So stolen is when you're in buy and you're in a fatigue uniform and you walk the damn cash with 85 and you say, oh, I have 15% military discount. And you hope that they don't ask for a military ID because you don't have one. And then some sweatpants and a t-shirt who was in the military, who died in the military, who actually served God-forsaken country, comes and says, what are you doing? Whom were you in? Where did you serve? What base did you live on? What boot camp did you go to? And then you say, I don't know. I don't know anything. Right. Then you could go to prison. You could go to prison. You have to face a judgment for claiming to know something, not what? But not actually the thing wired from the thing to know. To know the ins and outs of the military. You a jarhead, but you don't know nothing about military. You don't know platoon. You don't know gunnery sergeant. You don't know nothing about how they lived in Iraq, how they fighting in Africa or the militia they fight against. You don't know anything. You don't report when they say report. You don't know what at ease. You don't know what a sergeant. You have no idea. I'm a military, I'm a jar. And no, you're not. This is no different. You claiming to know God, but what do Jeremiah is? You don't know what Paul did. You understand? You don't know what Samson did, Malachi did, and what Zechariah did. You don't know. You don't know is what letters Paul. You don't know about fell out the window, and you don't even know about that. Stories ark. They fought at Jericho and took over the battle of Ai, the city of Ai. You don't know these stories, but yet you claim to know God. Well, in your dumb here. So you know what, girls. I'm pretty sure a lot about everything HBC, everything about the Miami Heat, and everything about your rap artists. Well, the God that you claim, this is his information. So why don't you know about this? You know about the contents of this, everything of the videos on YouTube. You understand? You if a woman came up, I know about I say I think you do know Nicki. You have what Nicki Minaj and to do. You do know them, but then in the same breath, they know God as they go on the street. Bitch, you don't. You understand, bro? Don't know a God thing. You just and you know what? For a man to say that he knows God and then goes and sells drugs and then goes to weed and does all kinds of wickedness, it's a gay spirit, man. It's such a gay something like that. Like valor. Like I just for the record, I don't give a damn about stolen valor. I don't care. You hey, look, I want to go dress up in the middle and get 15% off. If it works, do it. Not none of you, because that it is will go to jail. Not none of us in here, but those in the world. I ain't have, you understand? I don't give a damn as military. But claim to know the Lord, to know that you molesting children, to know that you selling drugs and using drugs, and that you just doing all kinds of things. Such a LGBTQ weak man, because why, nigga? You could just learn. You army. If you want the military suit and continue off, then why don't you just lace your boots up, go to the recruitment office, and just go get your legs off. Then when you're back, you can go to Best Buy TV at 15% off. What? Yeah. And when it pertains to why don't you just lace and come into the Israelite school and learn about who God is? You learn about who these prophets are, what happened inside the instead of pump faking. All you do. You understand? But read it again.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keep commandments, is a liar. In the
truth ain't in him. Huh? You can't a man like that. You understand? You can't opt into a nigga or in this zone that we don't see 54th annual pass in honor him, man. You understand? For the Lord fit the Passover, man, which is a law that you have to be at. The picture of Christ and the disciple eating, who knows this? But in every house with the white people and they doing this, third, who pictured what that's about?
that was the last supper.
Yeah. But what was it? Where were they at? Not the place that they was at. Yeah. The Passover. Passover. And the disciples. That's amazing. That blew my mind. That they picture that's, but no one goes to the Passover. But that picture when they getting the lamb and the unleavened bread, they was at the Passover. The Romans knew where to Christ because they knew that he had to be at the. That's how they. But now here 2023, and we claim to love God. We claim to love who he is, but we ain't doing what he did in that picture. We ain't usually a false depiction of Bibles, but even the picture when we ain't at that table eating it in the bitter herb of the lamb, passing it back and forth. You know what's funny? It was probably or Passover. Yeah, or probably my third. They're real late on the bus. We had a whole trip from North Carolina, and we had left at 6 in the morning from the cafe. And I remember driving for an hour and a half. And I remember waking up, and I used to see the I saw the Sherwin-Williams pad work at, and I remember the shaking. We've been on the road. Williams, your favorite cafe is. I'm in this down the street. That means this nigga, it wasn't a brother in the school was dropping person that we hired. I mean, nigga, right? And then found an hour and down the road, like he's going the wrong way. And it came an hour and a half later, we started off. More long story, we get to the pad bad late. The Hebrew Academy, to present myself what I'm supposed to present, command the honor for the Hebrew, miss it all. Miss it. Miss the food being served, miss everything. And I'm rolling around, I'm like, I ain't even playing. Officer for IDR, Houston, Texas. He play. He ain't this lamb good. I'm like, I bet. He like, hey, you ain't had nothing. Like, you it's a law. Like you did. He put his hands in the lamb, and I ate that hoe. You understand? And if you look at it, same thing. The food to each other, man. It was a law you had. If you had just a little piece, you eat the lamb of bread. Listen to Christian church. Like it's that big of a deal. You understand that we have to eat it. Have to eat if it's just a little corner. Understand? I'm biting my. I got one last piece left for him up to say, man, you gotta eat this a lot. You got no more left. Rocket that how White House this to go around. We was ever in that situation. This little piece of life could be out with this one piece. Y'all got to just you gotta eat it. Understand? It's a beautiful thing, man. Culture. You understand? It's all to do things that actually pleases the Lord, rather than because our whole life we've done things that displease the Lord, and now we got something that, like, man, you know what? The lamb gonna be delicious. Do this, John. Remember for Moses in the wilderness, and they was on the run from Pharaoh, getting the bread out of our houses. Everything has left our houses for the feast of unleavened bread. Remembering every day that, like, man, Moses and them had to run, so they didn't have time to bake, let it rise and do the third. They had to go. Understand? But to have something like is important to us, the Christians, they less importance on Lord, man. Which is why the Bible are a liar. They take like Jeremiah say what? That they don't visit the people. They spread us so like they cause us to get the Lord's name, man. They cause us to forget the Lord's Passover and to remember the Christmas. How gay is that? Just in your mind, really dig deep and just think about this. The Passover, that meaning, these stories, this Christ being from the past, all of, and then think about things. Happy, Being happy? Get what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but nah. We good. But I mean, just think about it. Like Passover mean all these things, but then Christmas mean being happy and what getting. That's what it.
It's funny because these churches have Christmas pageants, Easter this and Thanksgiving this and that, but now you ever have a feast every Christmas church for Christmas Easter? That's crazy.
They can't though. If I found out at a Christian church for the Passover, I prayed Commander Johanna or Captain Doc order to go and bless holding that Passover. You understand? Do this, but you're not in. They're gonna do this, but you need to dedication and so forth. But no, they liars. Israelite School of UPK are liars, and we're gonna actually know who the Lord is by following God's statute commandments. You understand? Yeah, for sure. But go ahead and keep reading.
But whosoever is word in him, verily of God perfected.
You understand? The word inside of you. Understand? Inside of you means what? The word isn't outside. Christians believe is that what makes you God, what you do outwardly. They believe I wear a cross, and because I go to church, a nice suit on, held the door for the old lady, that makes you a child. When really, what makes you a child of God is what you do when no one else sees you. That's what makes you a child of God. When no one sees you, come on. Come on.
Book of John, chapter 14, verse. Jesus answers, "A man, he will keep my word. Love him. He will come and make our abode."
You understand? That's it. Love is. You wonder why these dudes are able to. You come into the UPK and you see love like you've never seen before. You see brothers holding it down and giving the last other brothers, and you in here like, man, I ain't never had a man in the world. Bro, don't even worry about paying me back. Don't even worry. In the world, thing is paying it back. Every single thing and you be hungry. And you look at your man some food. He ain't half a decent brother. You gonna pay me back? And then you PK, come on. Come with it.
This book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37. Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love thy all thy heart, all thy soul, thy mind." 38. This is the first commandment. Verse 32 is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Verse 4. These two commandments and the prophets.
Yeah, man. Law, but brotherhood, that's a commandment. That's why in the UPK you're saying over who gonna take the tab. Like, nah, brother, I got it. No, I got it. The third, man. This brotherhood is more important than all selfishness. Brotherhood is important than us being rich. You understand? I'd rather be a brother than a rich by myself, or rich with, all the celebrities and all that in the world. You understand? But you've never seen that before. That's only able to happen. We follow this law and we keep inward parts as the Lord told us to do, and as Christ taught us to keep the law in our inward. So everything we do it in a fashion of how the Spirit of the Lord. You understand? When your brother call you from help, you don't think about your own. You think about literally, man, what would the Lord do, man? What would Christ do? How would them brothers in the Bible react to a situation like this? What would Paul do? You heard of King David and good night. What's King David's best friend? Ah, man. What was his name here? Somebody look it up. Somebody tell me David's best friend name. You understand? Jonathan. There you go. How King David would have gave the cloak back for Jonathan he had to. So you say, man, you know, this is how we roll up. Yeah. Is that it on that? Give me Romans 6 and verse 1. All right.
Oh, you got it.
Cut. We'll get them there. Because of course, they tell you that what? That under grace. We under grace, so now we can sin, and we still pay for our sins under grace. You know, really don't understand the argument that I'm trying to be a Christian right now, but I don't get how it even makes sense. Grace itself, of course, is a time. Hey, come on, man.
This is the book of Romans, 6, chapter 6.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we say? Shall we in sin? Grace may abound. May abound.
Somebody break it down. Yeah. First of all, who's speaking? Mm-hmm. Break it down.
This is saying that we continue in sin. That under grace that we can.
With the people, right? What is Paul saying? Paul posing a question, right? What's the question?
Shall we continue in abundance?
Why? So the question is, shall we continue in sin, right? Why is he even asking this?
That should we continue?
That's why is he asking this. Why is he asking? Come on. And they're doing what? They're sinning. They're eating pork. They're selling drugs. So Paul is saying, shall we continue doing these things? Keep going.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is Romans. Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid.
It says,
God forbid.
Paul forbid. You understand? God that we do these things. Forbid. Understand? God didn't allow for us to sell weed, to be whores, to be on stripper, prostitute, and all women. God forbid. That things. Keep going.
How shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Are dead to
Mm-hmm.
live any longer therein.
What? I want to take a shot. I know that might be a little rough. If you're dead, this thing. Anybody?
Like you said, that's your you will continue to sin even though you know it's wrong.
A little more.
You asked, what was your question about being dead to sin? What does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dead to sin, you don't continue doing like you're dead. You put out with it's a dead to sin.
Opposite. If you're dying, yeah, the question is how to continue to live. You know what? If us in this room, and y'all are all sinners, and you're smoking weed and doing whatever, I'm asking, if y'all are sin of dying because of what we're doing, how do we live?
You
And
can.
how do you live? You stop. That's the answer. That's the question. The answer is to stop. You understand? Because forbid it. Otherwise, you'll die. You'll just continue to die. Your daughters will be raped. Our daughters will be rifled, and they'll die because some drunken whoremonger person who wants to buy women and drunk a little bit, like that happens. All many stories that time you hear that story, she trying to make an up, and if we continue that type of life, continue to die in passion, how do we live? Getting in that car, you stop getting in on you get off blocking that, and stop in Christmas and stop smoking, selling drugs. How you start to live again. Yeah. Let me go to verse 15.
Romans 6:15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 15. Oh, I can imagine.
All right.
What shall
Question: what then? Sin? He's asking a question. Because should we continue to sin? Keep going.
because we are not under the law.
Because we're not under the law. Now, we just mean to be not.
Like meaning, like you don't have to use the limits.
So like, they lost the follow the law.
Not necessarily. We were closer, but not it. We're not under the law.
Would that be like the penalties and punishments?
There you go. Right? If I'm of the law of America, then I don't get punished. Jail for selling dope. The law. I'm under the law, and that means I get punished. Now, are we under grace? We are. How do you know? Young man. Because you're dead right now. You understand? Time ago, we weren't. Grace right now. Grace is a time period for us to learn how to live. You understand? But that time period, it comes at some point, grace runs out. Like the Bible, the Lord's mercy runs. He doesn't have mercy on you forever. You understand? So keep going.
Well, under God forbid.
God forbid. Shall we continue in sin because we are under the law, but under grace? Forbid. And even though we're under we should against the Lord. You understand? Give me chapter 3, verse 4. You want to learn how to live. Very simple.
This is John chapter 3, 4. I like it. This book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Committed transgression the law.
You know what? Break it down. Meaning sin is breaking the law statutes. So I mean, we all heard under grace. Law's done away with, but we also heard in the Christian church, even though law's done away with, that too. But what else? Think about it. What else have you heard them say? word do they use in the Christian? Even though it's yeah, about the topic we in. Just listening to rap you in the Christian church. They still say sin. Some way, sin way into your grandmama's house. Somehow you do something. That's a sin. That ain't nothing the devil. Right? Well, grandmama, ain't no sin. It's done away with it. Ain't laws because the law is transgression. So there is no law, then there is no sin on the earth, which means this store that you don't isn't sinful. Law isn't a sin. If there's no law, how could it be a sin? You just read it. Sin is a transgression of law, which means of the law. So Las Vegas ain't breaking nothing. But how they tuition, homosexuality, murder, drug addiction, gang violence, they put as they want to do. They can do it to you, guys. They could have your purse. The only law you can say in America is you can't say wicked. Say that they righteous. There is no law to determine what is right and is wrong, which is what is stupid as far as what grandma says. That's what makes it stupid. If the law determine right from wrong, then who's righteous and who's not? How can you go off your? Well, I don't like young man Jay, man, because he wear the gold chain and not the silver chain. You know what? That's unrighteous. He not a righteous brother. Stay away from him because he got the gold chain on. You would have no other choice but to do it. You understand? On 1 second, let me get back on the live. All right. Drop 3. We missed the part. I skipped the part.
For sin.
Mm-hmm.
For sin is a transgression of the law.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Ye know that he was manifested to take away our sin.
I feel like we skipped something. Okay, no sweat, but go to 5.
This is what John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
Now, you claim to love God. Understand? Keep reading.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. This is the love of God. It's simple. You by doing what God said. Otherwise, you don't love him. You understand? Fighting laws that you understand. You're not fighting for the love of. You understand?
Commandments.
It's not grievous. What's that mean? Nope. His commandments don't have. That's not what that means.
It's like it's not hard to follow.
It's not hard to do. I know it may seem like it's hard to do, but it's not hard to do. It's not hard to, not blow rod on 6th Street. It not do that. You understand? It ain't hard to just stay with it. Understand? Hard to do to hold the past 54 years and right living in the same you lived in, growing up conditions you Israelite has been holding us for 54 years since 1969. You understand? And we'll continue to do it until Christ come back.
That's right.
You understand? So it's not hard. Any more?
Wow.
All right, drop that. Anybody got any questions? Come on. Any questions? Let me check on. Nobody got any questions? No, what I'm a question.
If you don't have a question,
Yeah, you can study. On y'all and play Christian. Come on.
Say, probably actually, I was gonna ask more for you.
That's all you need, right? For a lot. So what?
So I got
That's all you need. Any other questions? Come on.
I was gonna ask, like, these are like, so like, for example, this is like scriptures. These are scriptures that use like for camp. Like, these are scriptures that we can battle like Christian pastors that come up. But these concepts that use are just like some.
I mean, all use any scripture you need to use. The only different the scriptures is meat versus milk. You understand? Like scriptures, I could explain the same thing I just explained to the book of Maccabee, but it's going to be meat, parables, and breakdowns, and someone sitting outside of a camp understand it because he ain't here to understand anyway. He here to battle. So that's why when I was telling y'all when I have to read these scriptures, I kept saying to make it simple, make it quick and simple. Don't add to this. Let him what he is reading and seeing. He's just seeing it. Understand? Like he said, think not. He reading. Come to destroy the law. He that. You come down and the milk. That means what? Don't. Okay. So if you just says don't think and then you do it like that, you understand? But now, of course, these are the scriptures, and we're gonna go into this. I'll show y'all good as far as any questions that you may have in general.
There's also they I heard I don't know there's a person Bible that did not die. And did not die in the Bible. I don't know if it was Lazarus, somebody.
Lazarus raised by Christ.
But then also, who were the people that they said there were two more people next to also?
It was.
Do you know?
It was a. And it was a. Almost. It wasn't special.
I was going to ask, like, who were they special, important?
Nah, it was special. But they did that just to make it seem like Christ wasn't special. So, saying like they to die beside Christ, it made it seem like, okay, Christ died the thief. You understand? But we know how important it is for us. You understand? For the whole, they spit on the side of. I would have to get the brand exactly if they meant anything, but it's almost 80% sure that they were no. Yeah, that.
Also had a question about Christ. Like I hear like a lot. This is when I was watching some lights or whatever will try to compare across to like lynching. You know, when you think of the cross, the KK, how you put, you know, crosses, guards, ancestors, things, and they try to crucify like a form of lynching. How in the 50s 1900s, they had our people trees.
Mhm.
They tried to compare that from across because he was like, so is there a connection to that?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to say they slew him and hung him from a tree, you understand? Like, remember, a cross is made of
Wood, right?
wood. Understand? So, remember, there is nothing special about how Christ died.
No.
Nothing special. The way, the fashion in which they, it was very, you understand, or no different or section or being. This how being hung, different. And white people, you understand, hung on trees too. It's just a way to kill it. But of course, the Christian church, like as if being hung from something that was iconic or abnormal, but it was very much regular. Him being hung with two beside him, dying, being crucified the same way. It was more humiliation than anything. Hung on that to be hung. They've been like that for thousands of years.
So, why do you use Peter's dream? Peter, use Acts 10 and 15 to eating.
Come on with it. Well, before you go there, clear on the cross thing. So I would imply that it's the same. That's from trees killed our
Acts 15, and the voice of him again, the second time, what cleansed that called not thou common.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16, that was done twice, and the vessel was taken again into heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 17, now while Peter himself has seen should me behold that were sent had made in for Simon before the gate. 18, oh, and asked whether Simon, which was lodged, while Peter of the vision, the Spirit said unto him, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing for them. Verse 1. Then Peter went down to men which sent unto him. I am he seek. Is it what that wherefore come? Verse 2. And he said, Centurion, a just man and one that feareth God, and of good of the nation of the Jews, was from God by an holy angel, sent for thee his house, and to hear words of them. Then called them and locked. On the morrow went away, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him. Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And the morrow after entered into Sarah.
Sorry.
Julius waited for them and gathered kin and near friends Verse 25. And Peter was coming in. Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him. Verse 26. But came up, saying, I myself, man. Verse 27.
Are you, is it point in what you're reading?
It was said that the vision that he was having, it was said that anything that the Lord called him, he can't call common.
That any what?
He can't call Peter had because he was very hungry and he didn't want to eat things that he but the Lord called clean. And they said pork was one of those common things the Lord says.
Well, of course, that's not true. You know that. No. You know.
I know. Oh no. It said that pork was you should not eat the swine.
You can't eat pork. Pork is a sin. And the temples were sin. It said here.
That anything clean. The Lord deemed it a clean animal that you can eat.
It is a common animal.
Any animal that you see on a daily basis.
I'm waiting. Like I gotta see what the saying here. Come on.
Says go Acts 10 and 15 when you report.
Okay. What says?
Well, see the message.
Okay.
Well, the question. Because I said that I'm clean. Go and read that 15 when I report. Try to
Okay.
She tried to back me and say that pork is clean.
Pork is a clean animal. Pork is a clean animal. And what are we talking about here? If pork is just okay to eat, the problem, what's the stipulation that we have? Verse 14. 14. Well, actually, read verse 12.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 12. Wherein were all four beasts of the earth.
Now, beast is what? What is fourth name for the beast? That is a bird. Here, what else?
A cow.
Right? A pig. That's true. What else? A hippo.
A dog.
A cat. A donkey. So on and so forth. Now all these.
And wild beasts.
What? Yeah, ants, cattle. All right, keep going.
And here, verse 13. And there came a voice Peter.
So the Lord said, all right, keep going.
14. Peter, not I never eaten anything common or unclean.
Here's what you gotta understand. There's a difference between common and unclean. You understand? It's a difference. If he would have said, Lord, I've never eaten meat, he was a vegetarian. Never eat. All right? The difference between these animals common that are unclean, not common. The cow is an animal. You see it, use them to farm, use equipment to put house. However, that dog, hippo, from my calf is unclean. Understand? But common animal, that's just common. You reading?
Again, the second time, what God had cleansed that called not common.
Cleansed that called diamond. What's that mean? Come on. Not common. Don't be afraid to eat these things. You understand? Precept. That's the precept.
So like Leviticus 11:1 or 2, 1 and 2.
Try it.
The book of Leviticus 11, verse 1. And the Lord to Moses and to Aaron, saying to them, verse 2, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts.
Romans 14:2.
Romans chapter 14. For one, that he eat all things.
One man believe eat all things. He's talking about pork. What is this? What is all things talking about?
So I get on. Common and uncommon.
No.
Animals.
This is talking about all foods, right? He can eat everything. Turkey, he'll eat lettuce, kale, apples, oranges, bake. If he can eat all things, can you read him?
Another who is weak.
Another who is weak, right? Another who is a weak. Keep reading.
Eat
herbs. Why? Why does herbs? What are herbs? Vegetarian. Why is the scripture calling them weak? No, that's not what they call them. Come on.
Because they think like eating herbs will make them like stronger, like healthy.
Why is it calling them weak?
They don't have strength to
Physical. Come on.
Sick.
This scripture is calling them because they're afraid that by eating meat that they're going to sin against the Lord. They're afraid by killing it out and skinning that hoe and getting the bones out, getting the damn steak on the oven top and putting one sauce on that hoe and killing out that goddamn steak, potatoes and asparagus and A1 salt and pepper, that somehow they're sinning against the Lord. What's that? People, it's against God. Well, they thought the same thing back then. You understand? The common animals, the animals that saw every day, the chicken, the cow. Understand? Read.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let not him that eateth despise him, eat not.
Let not him who that eateth, the one he does eat, but don't let
That eateth not.
it's not. And don't despise the vegetarian because to eat. You understand? Fellas are afraid to eat certain things. They just didn't do it. You understand? Keep going.
And let him eateth not judge him that eateth.
But him that eateth, you should look at brothers who eat and say, against God. You should, that brother. You know what you should just shut your mouth. You want to order an all. I'm about to order and mashed potatoes and spinach. You want to order apples and pineapples and strawberry fruit salad for dinner? Don't sweat out. You know, you do that. I'm order, a crispy chicken sandwich from McDonald's with extra spicy and then nugget sandwich. You understand? Now, is there any more on that? I go.
Acts chapter 15. Yeah. The voice of him again this time. What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common.
What the Lord had cleansed, don't call that common. It's not a common animal. You know what he's talking about? What is cleansed that the Lord is talking about here? The very pig who sent you that message is trying to categorize this with saying, because that's not what that is. Meaning, even though you're seeing all of these animals, some of those animals are okay for you to eat. Some of them are not. Keep going.
Verse 6. This was done and the belly up. Verse now while Peter doubted himself, which he has seen, behold, were sent from Cornelius for income.
Made an inquiry.
His house.
And again, an Israelite. Cornelius was not a white man. Okay. Keep going.
And called, asked whether was his were 19. Peter, the Spirit said unto him, 3 men seek thee.
Now, about what this vision meant. Understand why you thinking about what this vision meant?
Eating all what we need.
And also because it didn't have nothing to do with eating pork. The vision meant something else. It didn't have any. That might be the second part that you need to answer that question so that you could tell them, for one, common and uncommon unclean animals are not the same thing. The distinction was made inside the scripture. This pig is still in the unclean part. It didn't come to the clean part because the Lord, like you gotta make people understand this. If the Lord said that something was unclean, then why would he change his mind? Like, what is the this is the universal practical knowledge. Be realistic. Why does one have to change his mind? Do you believe that just so about a pig? Or maybe this is where it comes from. Self, like, do you think God heard your prayers? He didn't do that. You understand? That's get over yourself. In other words, the pig is unlawful. It's always been unlawful. Christ ain't never ate a day of his life, and so I don't even know why you trying to like something be against what Christ was. You to love eat pork. You understand? Woman who just they just yeah. Those games I have those. Don't understand because it's that. I never understood to eat pork, and even in the to myself, like, what the hell is Christians' problem? Like, what do you think there's Christians who know not to eat pork? You go into African communities, and they'll even tell you not to eat pork. Something about community in that.
I have a question. Like you, first question.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question about you just brought up stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that first. I heard Muslims adopted some of the Israelite Muhammad study or study chief lights. If you could go into a little bit and also their connection between groups and the groups. Is there a connection between these two groups? I've heard that there's
Okay.
that comes from Muslims.
I mean, more. I think 22 and fifth source. Muhammad wanted to be favored, but remember, Ishmael was blessed, wasn't given a covenant, meaning his sons they weren't given a covenant. Muhammad is the son of Ishmael. But the descendant they were but because try to come to Jerusalem, we would have killed them for trying to when they didn't have their people. They even pray for the of our Father. They're begging for.
Oh, another thing too, I meant to add also. I was watching a camp video. I think it was a brother in Philly that was talking to a Muslim, and he said, I forgot the brother's name, but he was talking about it on the stone. It says Yahweh or something on the cobblestone. It's written in Hebrew, I believe.
More than likely,
you might know what I'm talking about.
Nah, more than likely, I ain't too concerned with Islam like that, but yeah, I do know that they take a lot of different religions. Islam is really a weak religion. If you think about it, talk to Muslims, they just so we into everything, learn from everybody, and we.
Oh yeah, the Moors.
The Moors, as far as their religious group or whatever they call themselves, no. The Moors is a little bit confusing. I know they have their own constitution. I think they actually run a state in America or something like that. But as far as exactly what the Moors do, I would have to get some research, or you have to ask somebody who studies the Moors. I just all too much don't give a damn. You understand? Because they not following the Bible. They following after whoever wrote that constitution, which is some dude. You understand? Come on.
Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give me a little bit more of a plan of who Cornelius was? Because I've heard his name, more people try to say that he wasn't a. What that started?
Cornelius was a Roman centurion. He was a Rome's army, and so because in Rome's army, he just happened. He was a Roman, but he wasn't a white man. He was an Israelite. You understand? Which is why being used with Peter. You understand? Because he was not a white man. Of course, that's not you. He saw all of that breakdown on Cornelius. We can get into that next class. Save the rest of the time for questions, and then his last story. Anything else? You had your right. 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 That's all he studied everybody. But if you read, like I said, the source that I pulled in the Quran, it will tell is that Israel was the Israelite chosen people in the Quran.
Could you give me those two?
3rd Surah 80, 2nd Surah to 5th Surah 68. All right. Now take me to the book of chapter 6. I think it's chapter. Let me look first. Let's go over this story. This story is just to give you a little instance of us being on the same, follow His commandments and being on one accord with one another. You understand? So we're going. So whoever got it, go ahead and start reading. 6.
In the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 1. Now Jericho was straight shut up because of the children of Israel. Went out none men.
Hold on one second. Just keep reading. Very bad.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Joshua, I have given into Jericho, Valor. Verse 3. And ye shall pass the city, all ye of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt 6 days. Verse 4. And the shall bear trumpets of rams in the 7 in the priest with the trumpet. And then they make a long fast with the ram's horn. And when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, people shall shout a great shout. So the city shall flat. People shall ascend up, every man straight before him. Verse 6. And Joshua, son of Nun, called priests, said unto them, take up the ark of it, and let the priests hear the sounds of ram's horn before the ark of the.
God, is anything from this point broken down? No? All right, keep going.
Verse 7. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass before the ark of the Lord. 8 came to pass when Joshua had spoken unto the people.
Go to verse 10. Now we understand what's going on now. At this point, we're getting ready to take over the city of Jericho, right? And the Lord is dealing with us, and He's telling us what to do to compass the city around 7 times, right? And then to shout, and then the walls of Jericho would fall so that we could take the city over. Jericho was a massive city that had massive gates and walls and structures. You understand? But we needed to dispose of that city because we were sojourning. Joshua was rolling with a massive army. You understand? He had an army of Israelites, and Joshua, of course, came after. Joshua come after. Who led Israel before Joshua? Moses. So this is where we at. This is Egypt. Moses led us. Now Joshua is in control. We want to take Jericho. That's what we do. Now 10.
10. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall shout, or make any noise, neither any out of your mouth of the day. Shout.
Meaning what? All these people to do being told to be quiet. Dude, y'all couldn't do it. You understand? Y'all can't even tuck your the pants in your boots. You understand? You can't look. Yeah, look, you check it now. But just exactly. That on camera. Now imagine someone telling you mouth for straight. We could get it done. It's rough. But that's how important these small details are. These little we do. You understand? The boot cuffs right now. Just make sure you get it done later. Right? But so he told them to, you understand, for 7 days. Get them to shout.
Then shall ye shout. Verse 11. So the ark of the Lord come past the city, going about it once into the city and the camp. Verse 12.
15.
Verse 15 came to pass on the 7th day.
This now around each day, just go to the city like a pray. On this prayer, keep going.
That they rose early about the dawning of the day and come past the city after the same manner 7 times. On they come past the city, 7 verse 16. And they came to pass on at the 7th time, priests blew trumpets.
And that's when you hear those blow for the Sabbath, so they blew. Keep going.
Said unto the people, for the city.
So, shout it, because they knew that they had the city in their hand, because the Lord was with them. Why? Because they followed direction from the man who the Lord was dealing with. Keep
verse 17. And the city shall be cursed, even it and all that are in
therein.
All that are in
shall be accursed and all. Keep going.
Only the harlot and all she had are with her in the house. Hid the messenger that.
Now you understand that. Right, so it's hard. Whenever we went to the city, we sent messengers or spies to infiltrate the city first. And this harlot had hid, our brothers from being killed and helped them out. So which is why Joshua is sparing her family slaughtered, getting ready to do. We getting ready to make clean work. Whoever is in that house. So say the Lord. You see, drop down to verse 21.
Verse 21. And they utterly destroyed all that in the city, both man and woman, young and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword.
So we killed every. Keep going.
22.
Mm-hmm.
And Joshua said unto the that had spied the country,
Mm-hmm.
go into his house.
Go to 24.
24.
Mm-hmm.
In the city with fire
Uh-huh.
that was therein. Silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and iron they put into the tree, the house of the Lord.
And we took all the money. I mean, all the money you got. That's what we need to feed our people. Keep going.
Joshua, verse 25.
Go to verse chapter. Yeah. And it says, so with Joshua and noise throughout the country. And we knew that the Lord was with Joshua because of it. Go to verse 7. Right? That's how Israel looks. We follow his command. That's how we look. That's how we get things done. I'm reading through this pretty quickly because we ain't got much time. If you want, you can go back and read the stories. It's very good. Understand? But go ahead, read verse 7.
This is the book of Joshua,
Mhm.
chapter 7.
Uh-huh.
And Joshua,
What?
verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The children of Israel, a trespass in the
A curse.
first king
Mm-hmm.
From-
Go ahead.
for Achan,
Uh-huh.
the son of Carmi,
Carmi. Uh-huh.
the son of
Zabdi.
Zabdi,
Uh-huh.
Zabdi,
Zabdi. Mm-hmm.
the son
Mhm.
of the tribe of took of the first thing,
Uh-huh.
and the Lord was against the children of Israel.
They did something that they were supposed to do. Understand? They took something they were not supposed to take. What was the order that was given from the Lord when they went into Jericho?
Take nothing.
No, they took something. But what was the order? What were they supposed to do? They were supposed to burn everything except silver and gold and them. They didn't burn anything. They took something. And keep going. Mm-hmm.
And the Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai,
Mm-hmm.
which is Beth-Haven,
Mm-hmm.
on the east of Beth, and spake unto them, saying,
Mm-hmm.
and view the country.
Mm-hmm.
The men went up and viewed Ai.
Ai is just another city that we getting ready to take over. City. Ai Haven. Keep on.
Verse 3. And they returned to Joshua and
Go.
said unto him,
Verse 5. Now stop there. At verse 5, when the spies came back, they said, just send up 1,000 men. It ain't send us 2,000 men. Because there ain't a lot of people about to go up here with 2,000 men. About to kill all of them. Understand? It ain't nothing. Came back and told Joshua. Joshua sent 3 men to go up to Ai so that they didn't have the whole army, since it was supposed to be just so easy. Now,
verse 5.
uh-huh.
I smote of them
Mm-hmm.
about 36 men.
So now got up that, and I started making us run away. They killed 36 of us. You ran away. Keep going.
For them from before the gate
Uh-huh.
unto
Hmm.
and smote them and going down.
Meaning down the hills, right? On a mountain, not a big. It's a leaves. I keep.
Before the hearts of them melted
Mm-hmm.
as water.
Now the hearts of the people was melted because what? We thought the Lord was with us. We thought that the Lord was with us and going to be able to take over the whole earth. You understand? But now we done went up here to that we thought was, and they, you understand? This David beat Goliath. Now this small city is beat. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And fell upon his face for the ark of the Lord to the heathen tide.
Mm-hmm.
The elders of Israel put the dust in their heads.
All right. We shortage. So lock it. Got a time shortage. We'll go back over next Wednesday. But what we having is Joshua going to start to camp on who did something wrong, because in them doing something wrong against the Lord, it made the Lord not be with the camp anymore. So that's what I wanted to y'all. I know you want to rush to it that fast because you'll miss a lot. You understand? So I'm just there. This is the Israelite school, the biblical class. We're gonna be, again for the class on Wednesday. Of course, we have classes Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. But with that, I'm gonna pass the class so Shamar, Chuba, Hawan. Go ahead.
Here are the announcements.
Oh, where the at? Where? Yeah, you need it because I need the prayers. Go ahead.
Security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Jenny Johanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another month in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 to 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew. But not my 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department of Teacher, Priest Fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is March 5th through March 6th, which is a Sunday and a Monday, which is the Feast of Purim. Remind our Akim and our Akim to check on social media such as isubk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, pants, handbags, or scarf. And with that, Imagine, please stand.
Wapaya Kodam. Wapaya.
Wapaya Kodam, which means turn face to east.
You got the Lord's Prayer?
Yeah, I got you. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash, Haya, Shemka,
Malachka,
Taba'ai, Ratazka,
Ratazayaka,
Haya, Asha, Baratzah, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathaniel, Lakam, Cow, Yuwam, Wasalakano, Kawafino, Kashalakano, Kawafino, Walai, Tabiavano, Manasano 1, Abo, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wathabaraf, Lawailam, Aman,
in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the forever. So be it.
Sorry. His turn.
All right, if we were here, we would tell the sister Shab,
Sure.
They're not here though. Let's be seated.
Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majid Barak, Majid Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatam.
Majid Barak. Class dismissed.